The prophets are born and create a ripple in our consciousness, a new dimension to our understanding, to religion, dharma, which has to be assimilated and has to be understood that whatever the previous prophets have said has to be culminated into something else. So, as we can say, Muhammad Sahib has said that all these prophets who have come on this earth have created a new ripple and also has sustained human beings with a newer evolution, a newer foliage opening into them. The idea of human beings of newness is that we have to give up all that is old and we have to become new. Or they think that newness means absolutely a juxtaposition condition in which one has to rise. And this is the cause of the folly of many people in the West as well as in the East. Whenever a new theme started, like we can say that first of all, a great saint came on this earth and he found that the people are following the idol worship in a very wrong way. Because it is said in the Bible that whatever is created by Mother Earth should not be reproduced and worshipped. So they created another extreme religion out of it, saying that nothing should be worshipped, but it is said whatever is produced by the Mother Earth. So there are so many such things all over the world which are created by the Mother Earth. So they should not be worshipped by reproducing them and making images out of them. When such a prophet died, saying that this should not be done, one should not worship images, the other side of it started the extreme, going to the extreme that there should be no worship even if the Mother Earth has created. So all the human beings were divided into extreme conditions. One situation comes in where one has to say that this should not be done. So people take up that theme and just start building up onto that and saying that this should not be done as told by the Prophet. Of course, after the death of the Prophet, when the Prophet is living, nobody listens to him. They all torture him, bother him, do all kinds of things, and ultimately they may even kill him. Then another point is, every prophet is born at a different period of time. So depending on the time when he is born, he talks of a particular problem. Say when Muhammad was born, Muhammad Sahib said very clearly that you should not drink. So people said that all right, we will not drink but we can smoke. So he had to rectify himself. He said, I am the last who has come, but he found that it is not so. So he came back again as Nanaka to tell people that do not smoke also. Like that, the persons or the group of persons who follow one incarnation go to another extreme and try to push down all the traditions, all that has come so far built up, like cutting the whole tree and start their own tree, which is artificial. Then the quarrel started when Muhammad Sahib was driven to another level, and then Nanak's disciples were driven to another level where they just thought they have no relationship with each other, which is not true. Afterwards also, so many such things have happened in this world. We can see that any revival starts, people go to the extreme of it and get completely ruined. In Christianity, you will find the same thing happen. When Christ came in, whatever problems he faced, he talked about them. But the main thing he had to talk about the resurrection, about the ascent, and he talked about the ascent. He talked about the spirit, and in his resurrection he showed that he ascended. But people did not stick to that point. They never thought that you have to ascend in Christianity. Nobody bothered that you have to ascend. They took a small little things from somewhere. Also, a person came later on called St. Paul, who was not at all with Christ or anything. He started a religion of Christianity which was all absurd, against Christ, anti-Christ. None of these prophets have discarded any prophet who came before them. Now the problem came in that one has to integrate. And Muhammad Sahib knew that a day will come when this integration problem will start. And he talked a lot about Sahaja Yoga, in the sense he said when the resurrection time will come. He talked more about resurrection than about doom time. Most surprising thing is about Qayamat. He spoke very little. He spoke really about the resurrection time, because that was the problem. The problem that they face, they talk about. I have told you how Buddha talked only about Atma Sakshatkara and not about God, because those people who went to God or thought of God or just studied God thought they were gods themselves. So he said you must get your self-realization. Then Mahavira, who talked about the hell where people can go, because that was his job, the part of it and the part of it and the part of it and the part of it. These are the different aspects of human beings which they had to awaken. Different aspects. When Muhammad Sahib started teaching people to do namaz, people used to laugh at him. What is he doing? Why does he want us to put hands like this? Why does he want us to sit down or put our hands on the knees? Now you understand, as Sahaja Yogis, what it means, that he wanted us to improve our nabis first, our dharma first. All this movement was to jerk out the Kundalini, but without realization being there, namaz would not work out. You may break your knees, you may do what you like. But the extremes people catch hold of it and not the reality. And they make a fuss out of it, and they may create a big organizations and things, and that's how it is called. So when he said that Allahu Akbar is to be said with your fingers in your ears, you all say that, isn't it? All the Sahaja Yogis say with this finger in their ears, Allahu Akbar. Because this is the finger that represents the Vishuddhi. And the Vishuddhi chakras, deity Shri Krishna, becomes the Virata, the Akbar. So when you say about Akbar, you have to put your fingers into your ears and you have to say Allahu Akbar. Whole relationship and everything was never understood. For Indians, Shri Krishna was their avatara. For Western people, Christ was their avatara. For other people of Arabistan, Muhammad was their avatar. How can that be? They are all related to each other. So how to relate it to each other is a problem of Sahaja Yoga. When they come from different communities and different fixed ideas, it is impossible to stir them and tell them that you are all one. We talk of Hindu-Muslim unity. For example, Muhammad Sahib didn't know there were problems like that. But Nanaka did say, we have come to do Hindu-Muslim unity. But in the outside, if you do the Hindu-Muslim unity or any unity, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out in the outside relationship. Even your brother may not be your own brother. If it is working outside. But if the spirit is awakened within you, then spirit is the one which is the connection with the whole, with the Virat, with Akbar. When Akbar is to be felt, you have to have your realization. Otherwise, you are just talking in the air. You don't know who is this Akbar. You have to get connected to that Virat, and that Virat is the primordial being. We are actually not integrated at all because we have different incarnations. Even if you are not absolutely atheist, even if you don't say that you do not believe in God or believe in something else which is anti-God. Even if you believe in God, you believe in God in fragmentations, in His different aspects. But you don't see Him in collectivity. You have to see that He is one God. Everybody says He is one God. Of course He is one God. I am one person, but I am also a housewife. I have to do some work for my household. I am also a sister of somebody. I am also your mother and mother of my own children and also a grandmother. So I have so many various aspects of my work which I do. One person has to do it. When we talk of God as one, we think He is Rock of Gibraltar, just one piece. Even Rock of Gibraltar, if you go and see, it is not one piece. Anything in this world you cannot say is one piece. It has to be a compound or a mixture of something. Then how can God be just one piece hanging in the air like one? God is one. So we will not have any other aspect of God. God has many aspects, which one has to understand. So there are two concepts which work out in this world, I feel. One is that they believe that there is only one God and there cannot be many aspects of God, which is wrong. Christ has said, those who are not against me are with me. So this kind of a mental conception about God, that He is just like Rock of Gibraltar. See now this pendant you have done it. There are so many lights. They are all giving one light to all of us. They are not giving separate lights, are they? How are they fighting with each other? What is the fight going on? They are adding to the same light. This is one pendant, but we have so many lights. We cannot do with one light. At different periods, a person has to be born. Every period, a person had to be born to enlighten one aspect of human awareness and consciousness. Variety has to be there because human beings are varied. And the variety is that supposing you are supporting somebody's right-sidedness, then there should be somebody who will come and support the left-sidedness. And it is all done so well within us, but it is only human beings in their obstinacy and in their ignorance cannot see it. We all are made the same way, if you see in the whole world. Of course, there is variety in appearances. Maybe an Indian looks like an Indian, and but in India only you can see Indians have so many different faces. You can find all colors and all kinds of things on their faces. In India is the only place where you find all kinds of people. You can have people like Russians, you can have people like Japanese, Chinese, you can have people like Africans. All kinds of people are in this country to show that all people can be called as one race as Indians. Now, It is not always ignorance that makes people forget that we are all one. Every human being laughs the same way. Does he laugh in a different way? If he has to eat the food, he masticates the same way. He cries the same way. When he cries, his crying is the same. His actions are the same way. If a woman is angry with her husband, yesterday I saw Birju Maharaja's program with my brother, and I was amazed how universal we are in our expressions. He was showing how a woman gets angry with the husband and how she behaves. If you see those actions which are depicted, you will be amazed that they are done by all the women all over the world. And the reaction of man, if you want to see, all the men act in the same way. My husband was secretary to Shastriji, you know that. And he went with Lal Bahadur Shastri to Tashkent at his last time. But also he went once to Yugoslavia. And there, who was it? General Tito was where? Huh? Yugoslavia. And General Tito's wife, you see, got very friendly with Mrs. Shastri. Both were very friendly. So Shastriji warned his wife, see now, you are great friends, and now don't start crying like an Indian woman when you leave. So poor thing was controlling her tears all the time. But she told me I was controlling, but it is she who started crying. And such a lot, and then she started crying loudly, hugging me. So I just could not control myself. I also gave in, I also started crying. And both the husbands started looking at the ground. So basically, all the women, all the men in the whole world react the same way to a situation. And you can see their reactions very clearly when it comes to children. They all act in the same way, in the same manner. Supposing they hear that two children are caught up in the air somewhere or something is happening to them, the whole world will be worried about them, how they are going to be saved. Something must be done to save them. The whole world will be praying to God, oh God, please save these two children are caught up there somehow or other. Everybody will be worried as if their own child is there. Even when it comes to death, I have seen that. When there was the spacecraft was going to land, and people were worried that they may be lost. I know in every masjid, in every temple, in every church and everywhere, they were Americans. Nobody thought of Americans, what religion, anything. To them it was a part of human beings, you see. The human bondage started acting. That time they never thought what country they were, what Americans have done to Indians, nothing of the kind. They just thought, oh God, these people are, oh God, please save them. Everybody prayed to them, prayed to God and prayed for them that they should be saved. That time, what had happened to us? How did we forget? We touched the reality at that time. And that is what it is. Anybody who tries, these Jews, when they were troubled by Hitler, everybody's sympathies were with them. But when these Jews started troubling the Muslims there, everybody's sympathies were with Muslims. Then why don't you think on religion? Even the Jews had sympathies with Muslims. Then we don't think what differences we have with them. None of the people I heard said, all right, they are punished or it's all right. Not even Jews. So the part that is within us, which is human, becomes absolutely troubled when we see some other human being is tortured. Of course, with these horrible ideas of fanaticism or maybe fear or maybe aggressiveness or whatever it is, we may try to be cruel. If you ask the people of Germany, how do they feel about the massacre? They just put down their heads. They said, we don't know, we were not ourselves. How we did it, we don't know. How it happened, we just don't know how it worked out. So when the violence is over, you just start feeling, oh God, I am a human being, they were human. So this oneness comes in. The feeling, the awareness comes in. It is not so in the animals so much. If they have to work, if they have to be active, they will be together. But if something dies, they are not bothered. Even if a child, or say of a monkey, is sick, the mother will be worried. She'll be screaming, shouting. But if the thing is dead, she will just throw away the child on one side and get up. It's only the human beings who can feel that oneness. So in our nest, this was given to us by Sri Krishna's advent. He gave us this awareness of human, or he keeps that awareness within us. We have to accept him as a person who gives us this awareness of human relationship. And whenever there has been problem, like this, somebody told me that in Somnath people believe that Sri Krishna came as Muhammad Ghazni to give lessons. So many Hindus believe. It was Sri Krishna who came as Muhammad Ghazni to give a lesson to these horrible Brahmins who were making money out of that temple. So many Hindus believe that. That to punish these horrible Brahmins who were making money, he had to come as Muhammad Ghazni to break that idol which was giving them so much money, and they were making all kinds of you can say extractions from the poor devotees who were devoted to that temple. It was only he could do it. So we have to understand that when we are not integrated, we cannot feel the integration of our being. We are not integrated, that we have to realize. Our mind works in one way, our heart works in another way, our liver works in another way. As I told you, I am quite surprised that when they have told that don't drink, those people who follow these religions still go on drinking. But apart from that religion, forget it. They see a man going into a pub and falling and faltering, coming out, still they enter into the same to get to the same situation. Why? Because the mind tells them not to do it. Mind says don't go. The brain says don't go. But their heart is weak. They cannot. The habits. All the habits come through this kind of disintegration. We are so disintegrated within ourselves that if a person wants to do something, he just does the opposite of it. And that is the reason why we accept this kind of juxtapositions in life, what was told by him about music and about everything. Music has come out of God's love to us. Anything that is not for God's love is not music. I'll give you an example. There was a lady who used to do some sort of a qawwali. And I was on the censor board, I censored her qawwalis. And I said, this is not a qawwali. She said, why? I said, this is called as mujra. This is horribly sensuous and horrible thing. It's an insult of God. You can't sing like that. So she said, no, this is qawwali. I said, do you know qawwali was never sung by women and was never done in this dirty fashion, the way like a prostitute you are singing this qawwali. Is always, all the music was in the praise of God. And that's why Muhammad Sahib said that all the music should be in the praise of God and should not be. So we had other things like naat and all that. But you find, even at the time of Sri Krishna, all the music was to be just done for rasa. Ra is energy, sa means side. With Radha, they were playing together, playing rasa, and that's how they were doing the circulation of the energy to integrate themselves and singing the music. It is for that. But you find that people don't understand. They use music for sensuousness. is anti-God. This music force has come to us to praise God, that's all, for nothing else. For doing all kinds of dirty things and singing all kinds of funny things. Imagine, and the reaction is built in so much. When he said that all the music should be in the name of God, we have a person like Aurangzeb who would not take to any music. He was such a staunchy fellow. And the other Muslims who came in would not sing anything that is qawwali or anything, would sing horrible ghazals, which are just describing the separation of a woman and a man and all kinds of dirty things. With this disintegrated temperaments, people took to anything that came to them just to please themselves. When the advent of this thing, like Umar Khayyam, who is he? He is anti-God, absolutely anti-God man. Horrible. But people appreciate him very much. Umar Khayyam, what a poetry it is. They appreciate. Why? Because the disintegrated part of their heart likes Umar Khayyam when he sings, oh, we should drink here, what is there in this life, we don't know what is going to be there. Because Muhammad Sahib has said not to drink, he must sing such a song. This is the poetry of Mr. Umar Khayyam, who is being very much respected everywhere. And he is very much regarded as a great poet in Iraq, where today Khomeini is one great horrible man is born, and he still respects this Umar Khayyam. I don't know how can he respect him. What a contrast it is, just see. What a contrast. This Umar Khayyam singing dirty songs. They are not in praise of God. Music which is not in the praise of God is not music, is ashleel, is filth, is dirt. Our classical music in India was based on Om. Even at Kundalini, when it reaches here, at the Vishuddhi Chakra, it makes all the sounds of A, A, I, U, A, I, O, Au, Ru, Ru, Lulu, Aha. All these 16 vowels are coming from the 16 chakras, or the sub-chakras, or the petals of this Vishuddhi Chakra. These are Bija Mantras of the Vishuddhi Chakra. All the vowels come from here. And when we sing dirty songs, we spoil this chakra Vishuddhi. That's why all the people who sing these dirty songs have to take to drinking, because I think they can't bear, or they can't do it. They can't sing these bad songs unless and until they take to some sort of an escape from God. So music and drinking started going hand in hand. In the West, the music broke all its traditions because they had no sense left in them to recognize that music is meant only for God, only for hymns, to be sung in the praise of God. All music should be in the praise of God. All ragas should be in the praise of God. We had no namaz system of different times, but we have a system of music in different times. At different times, a certain music should be played, where you describe a mood, and all the moods that are described have to relate themselves to God. There is no other mood that is enjoyable to the spirit that does not relate to God. There is no mood which one can enjoy. Even Bibhatsa, the mood of Bibhatsa is grotesque. Even that mood one enjoys, one can listen to when they see the filth and dirt. The left side is so scientific. Our music system is extremely scientific because it was taken in the form of this music when actually the Kundalini moving into different, these Sapta Swaras. These 7 Swaras are built in our 7 chakras. We start with Sa, then Re, Ga, Ma, Mother, Pa, Da, Ni. My name also starts with Ni. These 7 swaras are built in with 7 notes, and there are vikrutis, vikrut saras, which are the side, other what you call chakras that we have to make about 12 swaras. But nobody understood the real meaning of music. Sharada, the goddess of Saraswati, is the one who carries the message of Virata within us and tells us how to sing. She tells us what is appealing to God. How these ragas were made also, just think of it. Because first they chose the notes, the aroha, avrohas, the going up and down, which was appealing to God. So the melodies were created. Melodies are fixed. You cannot change the melodies, the notes, because they found out that at this point the spirit awakened. On the vibrations they found out. They found out that when they sang, this way it worked out. The veena they played and they found out the exact swaras. Exact swaras, which would really make you feel nice. Now you know that those people who have come from the West don't understand any Indian music on the mental level. But they understand at the spiritual level because their spirits get filled with joy and the vibration starts flowing. The sense of music, this depiction of music was done by Sri Krishna. It is he, the one, who taught Tala. Of course, we can say that Shiva is the one who dances the Tala. But the one who depicted it for human beings, who gave the message to the world, how the Tala should be, is Sri Krishna through his dancing movements. He kept the Tala all the time. Like the way he stands itself suggests how he kept the Tala. And he played the Murli also to suggest that music is what God's love is. His music is suggestive of God's love. That suits you, that clears you, that makes you happy, that gives you joy. And that's why he suggested through his singing, through his music. He never wrote any poetry, did he? He never wrote any poetry as such. But when he spoke in Gadya, in the prose, it became Gita. Just when he spoke, it became Gita. Of course, people have tried to spoil quite a lot of it, the rhythm, which I feel sometimes when people recite it. But still, we must say when he really created it, it was for human beings to create poetry out of prose. Out of prose, he made it communicable. Because people could first only understand the music, the rhythm of the music. They didn't understand much words and things, but he made it possible. Even in Quran, if you read, the few words before starting every chapter, nobody understands. They are all nothing but mantra bijas. But they put it there. They knew people won't understand, but he put it there because people would understand. All these things you may not understand. You may not understand me either, possibly. But whatever they did was for your hita. This is what happened at the time of Sri Krishna, that he established the concept of hit. Because it was said that you must speak the truth and you must speak the thing that is sweet, priya. Satyam bruvet, priyam bruvet. It was the message of Sri Krishna that you must speak sweetly. Those people who have got a proper Vishuddhi Chakra speak very sweetly Their voice has that enchanting method of capturing the hearts of people and not debasing them but elevating. So he said, you must do it sweetly. That was his main theme. Everything he did so sweetly that he created a leela out of his doings. It was a leela that he created. He said, this world is not a place where you should be serious, you should be sharp, you should be tense, but it's a leela. Just see the leela, the drama. The whole is a drama. So the whole thing is very sweet. If you see the whole world as a drama, it becomes a sweet thing. The sweetness of it, even if you see a person trying to be funny, you get a joy out of it. If you know it's a drama, you don't get worried if somebody comes and murders somebody, you know it's all fake. It's a drama. It's a drama going on. And that's what he told people, that the whole thing is a leela, so that people should not get into serious moods and actually start acting in the drama in the real way. Like you see, you appoint somebody as, say, Shivaji Maharaj, and there is somebody coming from the other side, and he takes a sword, and he really hits the fellow. Then you say this Shivaji Maharaj actor is no good. He gets absolutely involved into the thing and he hits the other person. So it's a drama, and he made it into a leela. Leela because it's a drama, no doubt. But when you get realized, you start seeing the drama and the play. And the whole thing is, you must have seen that most of the Sahajogis are always laughing because they see the way things are happening. Even when they see a guru misbehaving or something, they just feel like laughing how absurd it is. Like somebody came today to talk to me, and he told me, Mother, I have been to all kinds of nonsensical things. And he was just laughing. He said, I laugh at them now, what I did. He said, I went to one guru who used to give name to people. Say this nama, that nama. I made such efforts. I went to people, recommend my case, because he was not so rich, you see, so he was never got the name. And he was saying, give me the name, I must have the name. And the guru was saying, no, you have to wait still. He said, I poured so much money in his seva peti, and which were large seva petis were put. I did everything. But he would not give me a name. And ultimately, when it came to that, he said, all right, I'll give you a name. And he gave me a name, which I started taking. I really became mad after that. I started getting headaches, this, that. Then he said, all right, you have to suffer. If you don't suffer, you must go through it. You asked for the name, so you have it. And when he came to me, he was looking like nothing on earth, I tell you. In a very funny shape he came to me. But now he's completely cured. I could not even recognize him the other day. I just saw him. I said, oh God, are you the same person? So he said, Mother, now I laugh at all these things, and I just see that how people are stupid. To go to these false people, follow false ideas and false conceptions, and how they are missing the point. And he asked me a question, have they to go to that limit of destruction to come to you? I said, I don't know about them, what they have decided. But it is true that people are so stupid that they take to all these ideas and all these negative things much more easily than to the positive things, because of the Vishuddhi chakra being spoiled. If your Vishuddhi chakra is not spoiled, your hands are working better. Many people who get realization do not feel vibrations in the hand because their Vishuddhi chakras are not alright. Now what does that mean, that your Vishuddhi chakra is not alright? First of all, by temperament, you are not a collective person. By temperament. You are not a person who enjoy collectivity much. Like people who are fussy. I want this, I want that, I want to sleep on a proper bed, I must have this, I must do that, this kind of a I. Those who have too much I in them, because both ego and superego start from this Vishuddhi chakra. You see, a man who is an egoistical person is not able to see the collectivity at all because he is separated with the rest of them. His ahankara covers his being so much that he cannot enjoy the collectivity. Now, you see Sri Krishna lived with whom? With gopis, little boys. He went and used to look after his cows, just looking after the cows. None of these incarnations you'll find were interested in rich people or anything. He went and stayed with people who were very ordinary from the worldly point of view. And there he played, and there he did all these tricks of sweetness. He used to steal the butter. He used to steal the butter. And many people who are criticizing him always say, oh, he was a thief. Yes, he was a thief. He was the thief of the thieves. So on. He used to steal the butter because this butter was taken to Mathura by these ladies to get some money. And that was giving more health to all these horrible Rakshasas who were in Mathura. So he didn't want this to go there and give them this good health. And the best thing was to steal the butter so they don't get it and they starve on they have the deficiencies of the vitamin A and D, you can call it, and that they suffer from bad throat and they have no strength in their hands when they pick up their swords. So this was the way to hit them so that they could not fight the forces of good. So in that he proved that a higher goal is to be achieved by giving up smaller, silly, stupid goals. The hita is the main thing. Because when he said that you don't speak the truth, otherwise people will be hurt. Alright, so what should you do? You hurt the people, so you don't speak the truth. Or you speak the truth, you hurt the people, so both cannot go together. Like if I tell somebody, oh, you are so bad, that person gets hurt. Now, if I don't tell that person is lost. So what to do? He found out the solution, so he said, Satyam vadet, hitam vadet, priyam vadet. He put the word in between as hita. The word hita means good to your spirit. Whatever is good for your spirit. Hita word means good for your spirit. It has nothing to do with material thing. It means for your spirit. For example, if I tell somebody that you should not do that, he may feel bad today. But if he recognizes that mother is telling me for my good, he will do it and he will gain by that in his hita. Or else if he does not do it later on, supposing I don't tell him and if he doesn't know about it, or even if I tell him he does not do it, he is going to feel bad, so that it is not priya to his spirit. It is not priya to him. So if you do something that is the hita of a person, sometimes you have to tell a person, sometimes it may look very, very painful. The other day I told somebody that you don't cure anybody because you are not strong enough to cure. He felt very hurt. So then I'll say, all right, go ahead, you better cure others, but don't come back to me. Then he'll land up in a lunatic asylum. But when he'll land up in the lunatic asylum, then what will he say? Was that for his hita that I said? Will he be then angry? So ultimately, if you say the hita, saying is the point. Not doing, say. You say the hita with your Vishuddhi chakra, then ultimately it becomes priya, means it is light. So you say a thing which is good for the spirit. Otherwise you just don't say. But people just say to others to correct them because they are aggressive. It should be done in love. Hita means done something in love. If you want to say something to someone in love and you feel it is necessary, and the third condition, you must have adhikar. You must have the right to say to the person. If you don't have the right, you just keep quiet. Let God look after. You are not in charge of anyone. But if you have to say to someone in love, and if you have an adhikara, then you have to say it. If you don't have the adhikara, you should not say anything to anyone unless and until it is absolutely priya to that person, involving his hita. This is what he put, that you should not do any anadhikar cheshta, means you should not do something unauthorized. Like I would say, somebody comes to me and says that, where is that person whom I want to murder? Then what is the truth? Should I tell him, all right, this is the truth, you go and kill that person? According to the strict government law, it may be. I don't know if it is. I don't understand the government laws at all, or the human laws. But it is not. Then what you have to tell him? You just keep quiet. He has no adhikar, he has no right to ask you or to get this information from you. You just keep quiet, I don't know. Then he may beat you, do anything, you just say, I don't know. It is anadhikar cheshta. It is done many a times. People who are, say, great nationalists who fight for their country, and people want to extract information from them. They suffer, but they will not give the information. Not out of fear, but out of love of their fellow men who are fighting for the freedom of their country. This has been done in our country many a times. So you don't speak something which is not the adhikara of another. He has no right to ask this question. Like that, one has to be very discreet, and that is what Sri Krishna has given us, his discretion. Many people ask me, Mother, then in this situation what should I do? In that situation what should I do? That means the person has not developed his Vishuddhi chakra to be discreet. He has not evolved, he is not mature enough, he is still asking me questions. In the Nirvikalpa state, you don't ask me any questions, you know exactly what is to be done. When to shout at somebody, when to be quiet, when to be silent, when to say something, and how far to go. All these qualities develop through proper Vishuddhi chakra, because you are doing it for the hita of another person. Sometimes it pays much more to keep quiet. This is what he has taught us. Not only taught us, but he has put it within us, the discretion part, in our Vishuddhi chakra. He has put within us the power to witness the drama, to be detached. He was Yogeshwara. He was Yogeshwara. He was the Ishvara of yoga. He was the one who is the giver of yoga, naturally, because Shiva is the one to be achieved. But the one who helps us is him, is Akbar, is the Mahalakshmi Tattva, is the central path which takes you to Shiva. So he is the one who takes us there. It is he who is supported by all the prophets. He works out this for you, this great work of evolution. So one can understand very clearly that if our Vishuddhi chakra is put right, we developed exactly how to be discreet in Sahaja Yoga. We devise a method by which we talk so much that makes people feel priya, that they appreciate, they like it, priya, loving, and also it does their hita. Even sometimes you have to say something which is harsh, or maybe your silence may make them feel a little harsh, doesn't matter. It will give them ultimately their hita. So the ultimate goal is hita. That's what Krishna had in his mind. to do the hit. So his Samhara Shakti also, which he had, the killing. Many people criticize him for that, like the Jainis. You see, at the time of Sri Krishna, he had a cousin called Neminath. And Neminath was not Sri Krishna. He was just an ordinary human being who had achieved certain heights in evolution. He just got filled up with a kind of a feeling of a repulsion about killing animals. Of course, killing animals is not a very good thing, but he was not killing, and it was to be done for his marriage. So he developed such a strong feeling about it that he started a different thing from real Jainism, some sort of another path in which he said that there should be no killing of animals. It so became so ridiculously funny that it reached a stage where bugs became more important than human beings. Even mosquitoes were more important. You see those people walking with this thing covered on their faces and on the street. Everything taken to the last nonsense. So, Sri Krishna gives you discretion. And this was very, 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 very important. Because all our problems of disintegration disappears when we have discretion. But mostly people don't have their Vishuddhi. All right. On the one side, there's a right Vishuddhi which gives us aggressiveness. With our talk, we aggress others. Most of the politicians have that kind of a capacity. But if they get mediums into them, like supraconscious, like Hitler had, he learnt it from some Tibetan lamas who taught them these all dirty tricks of overpowering people. He managed to put such spirits into them that they killed thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of human beings. The left Vishuddhi is another problem. Such people also don't have a collectivity sense because they are frightened of others. They are so negative, they always see the negative side of another person. I have seen people who come and tell me about every Sahajogi, that's wrong with that Sahajogi, this is wrong with that Sahajogi, that's wrong with... No positive points at all. They only see the negative point. So they have no collectivity. They are always have fear. All the time they are frightened of others because there is something in them that frightens them. So they have their left Vishuddhi very badly caught up because they are guilty. Especially in the West, you will be surprised, who are supposed to be such aggressive people. They have terrible left Vishuddhi because they, by their doing, build up a very big guilt within themselves. They see how they have been behaving, their community has been behaving, their country has been behaving, they develop a big guilt in their mind. Moreover, as Brian has told you, that it is cut, the roots are cut, and you start behaving in an anti-God manner, even without realizing that it's absolutely wrong. It's true. The left Vishuddhi comes up because they feel guilty, despite they are doing wrong things, with the knowledge that they are doing the right thing. They feel guilty. Because in the subconscious, the conscience of a person works it out. And that guilt is accumulating howsoever you may deny. But the left side goes on catching. And they have a left Vishuddhi. So one has to say that, Mother, I am not guilty. Is another side of ego where the ego's reaction hides itself into left Vishuddhi. And with that they start feeling guilty. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. Both attitudes are wrong. When you are on the left side, you aggress yourself and torture yourself. And when you are on the right side, you torture others and aggress them. So to be in the center is only possible if your Vishuddhi chakra is alright. Otherwise, you cannot. You have seen many people, when they get realization, they don't feel vibrations on both the hands equally. The reason is they have no balance. It shows on the hands. They have no balance. Now hands are very important part of human beings after surgery. If your hands do not have equal vibrations, then something wrong with you. Whatever side you do not have vibrations, say if you don't have vibration right side, or you feel that right side is heavy or is hot, then definitely you are right-sided person. In such cases, maybe left side is absolutely numb. Those people have numb left side, means also they are right-sided. But in the left hand, if you have more vibrations and on the right hand you don't have any, then also it means that you are right-sided. Not that you are left-sided. But on the other side, if you have the other way round, then you are a left-sided person. That means the balance is not there. Your hand says that there should be balance. So you must know that only by thinking you are not going to get rid of your troubles. In Sahaja Yoga, you have to work with your hands, as I told you. That just by thinking you can't drive your car, you have to use your hands. You have to use your hands with full knowledge as to where you are, and what do these vibrations mean. You have to use your hands. Now when you start using your hand for all practical purposes, other people might start thinking these people have gone mad, they are using their hands. But the same way they thought when Muhammad Sahib taught them to use their hands. They all laughed at him. But now, nobody is ashamed of it, nobody laughs at it, but they are doing all mechanically, not the way he has said. So first of all, use these hands for your own purpose, for yourself. These same hands can help you. Now the Kundalini has awakened, so it is passing through all the centers in a very thin way maybe, but it is there. So first raise it more and more. You can do it with your hands. It's a circle. When your hands raise it, it starts flowing more in your hand. Only your hands can raise it, it starts flowing in. Give yourself a bandhan or raise yourself, raise your Kundalini. Learn all these methods carefully. Your hands are very important. If your hands are not working, you be careful on that. You have to get your vibrations in your hands to begin with. Some people who have had problems with their hands because of previous life or some sort of a thing, they feel their chakras in their own places. Then after some time you start feeling your chakras in your brain. Doesn't matter. You will never feel anything uncomfortable with it. You will be able to manage. After that you need not feel the chakras at all. You don't feel anything. You just say, this is it. Finished. You just know. That also knowing comes through your Vishuddhi, and you just say it. Again say it. The most important function of the Vishuddhi chakra is that it should be pure and clean, because if you have to say mantras, your Vishuddhi has to be clean. All the mantras have to have the help of Vishuddhis. When a guru gives a mantra, first thing you will find he will have a left Vishuddhi. Catch. And any other chakra, whatever the chakra the guru has attacked. But first will be on the left Vishuddhi. So for that we use the mantra of Mantra Siddhi. The Mantra Siddhi comes on a person when his left Vishuddhi is alright. Otherwise he cannot be Mantra Siddha. Whatever mantras they say is all mechanical. Your left Vishuddhi should be alright if you have to say the mantras in a proper way to be effective, to have enlightened mantras. Even Allahu Akbar has no meaning if your left Vishuddhi is not alright. So you will see how in Sahaja Yoga left Vishuddhi is important and right Vishuddhi is important for vibration. So Vishuddhi chakra plays a tremendous role in Sahaja Yoga, because it connects you to the Virat, to the whole. So you come to the point where you know that it is through Vishuddhi chakra you know the whole Akbar. You get connected with it. The rapport is established through Vishuddhi chakra. And you can feel it. It's communicated. The rapport may be, supposing the hands are cut, still you might get your realization, many get it. But if you do not have your hands intact, then the communication is poor. Then maybe on your chakras you will start developing the communication later on. But this is the easiest way to feel the communication in your hands if your hands are sensitive. So what should we do to keep the Vishuddhi Chakra is the problem. I have been told that I should finish my lecture soon and go away soon. But I think I should finish this today about Vishuddhi Chakra. What should we do to keep our Vishuddhi Chakra all right? Steal the butter and eat it. You must eat butter because it has vitamin A and D. Vitamin D vitamin D. So that calcium grows in your body, so you become a strong person. If you just take calcium without butter, then there's a problem. So try to take butter whenever you have Vishuddhi Chakra problem. For physical side, I'm just telling about Vishuddhi. You can take some butter in water, hot water, spread it on and take it. Vishuddhi Chakra looks after the cooling side. Because the liver, when it gives heat, the body becomes heated up. Then the one that really cools it down is the Vishuddhi Chakra. And when you have a problem on the drying of the epithelial cells inside the lining, the best thing is to take some butter in the water or eat some butter during summertime. But no carbohydrates with it. No carbohydrates. Then you won't put on weight. You eat as much as you like butter, you will not put on weight. If you can give up carbohydrates completely, you will have sattvic ahara. Absolutely. You should not touch carbohydrates. And you will be amazed that you will have sattvic ahara. Take butter and proteins. Take all fats, cream, everything. Nothing will go wrong with it. You can take for proteins all dry fruits, everything. And just take this honey for sweet, no carbohydrates. Or also these days honey is made out of sugar, as you know. So if you can avoid carbohydrates and just take these things, your health will be all right. But we have patients, we have all kinds of imbalances. That's why I say, all right, if you have a liver, take sugar. But if you just give up sugar, it is not going to help. You have to first correct your liver and then you can give up sugar very easily, no problem. But not before that, like all the doctors in general say, don't take sugar. The fat goes out of the body, just giving the lining of the body the softness and goes out of the body. It doesn't stay, because if there is no carbohydrates, it cannot be retained in the body. You can see at home, you put some butter on your hand, alright, and wash it, it won't wash. It will just stick there. It will have no effect, nothing, but it will be just sticking out there. It cannot be consumed. But if you put some carbohydrates, say put some atta or something, you can take it out. It dissolves. It cannot be dissolved if you do not take carbohydrates. But this is for people who do not have any imbalances in the body, who are perfectly alright, they can do it. I can do it, but nobody allows me. Everybody uses me for feeding as if I am a waste paper basket. If I don't eat, you see, you are supposed to give mother something like a naivedya, this much. But I have seen people, when they want to give me, they will give me so much. And if I eat a little, they feel that, oh, what mother is doing. I don't need it, actually. People should understand my nature. So when they serve me, they'll serve so much that I cannot eat. I just eat little. I can manage. There is no need for me to eat carbohydrates at all. At all. I need not have carbohydrates. But, mother, I have made this, please have it. Mother, I have made these laddus, please have it. Mother, I have. So I say, all right, Baba, now I have to suffer to please you people for Priya. This is what is very simple to understand, that you should not force me to eat. At all, there is no need to force me. Don't force anyone to eat, though I do force people to eat because I know they need it. But you cannot eat. You have no discretion. When you have discretion, whom to force, whom not to force, then it's all right. Also, when you force, you must know that the food has to be vibrated. If it is not vibrated food, if you force the person, he'll have trouble. Now, for all of you to understand, the importance of Vishuddhi Chakra is, first and foremost thing is that when you speak, you must speak about Sahaja Yoga and nothing else. If you have to give speech, I have known many such yogis, you see, who are still member of this organization, member of that organization, member of this thing, of horrible organizations which are anti-God. Say now, for example, we'll see Hare Rama, Hare Krishna organization is anti-Christ. It is of course anti-Christ openly, and in the real sense is anti-Krishna, absolutely Krishna. Every person who goes there and begs in the name of God has a horrible Vishuddhi. And they all suffer ultimately from Vishuddhi troubles, cancer, this, that, and they die. And the face of a person who has a good Vishuddhi is blooming, is white, is full, like a full moon. And if you have a face which is all shrunk down, that means your Vishuddhi is not all right. If the Vishuddhi is functioning, well, there has to be glow on the face. The face should be full and nourished and sparkling. And eyes should be sparkling, because Vishuddhi chakra also looks after the eyes, it looks after the neck, it looks after the ears, it looks after the nose. If your Vishuddhi chakras are spoiled, you have problems with all ENT things. So, the people who are like that, like this, we can say the man who was the leader of that organization, they think they are doing Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Actually, they are doing absolutely anti-Krishna activities. Absolutely. You have no business to call Krishna's name like this, like mad, standing before all the people wearing these horrible dresses of these dhoti and kurtas, and which they are absolutely done in a very funny way. They don't know how to wear it. The women wearing their saris and men buying those bodhis and putting them on their head and shaving their heads. Did Krishna shave his head? Did he ever shave his head? The hair are actually the part of Krishna's gift. On the contrary, his hair are always described in the poetry. There is a story about a great Urdu poet who was who was a Hindu, but Urdu poet, and some fanatics, you see, challenged him. So they put one couplet and they said, you better complete this. So he said, Kafir hai wo bande jo nahi Islam ke. So he completed it like this. Islam के माफिक हैं येसु मेरे घनश्याम के, काफिर हैं वो बंदे जो नहीं इस्लाम के. His hair are described in every poetry, are used. Here they are shaving their heads, putting these bodhis on their heads and walking about. When did Krishna had a bald head? Did he have a bald head? He is Yogeshwara with 16,000 wives, means 16,000 powers. He didn't have Sahaj Yogis to work out, so he got them as wives. They were all yoginis with him. He created all this drama and he got them as wives, because a man, if he has any women as disciples, then naturally he is blamed. And as a man, he has to have powers in the women. Women are always the power, the Shakti. So they came as his wife, and he became the husband of 16,000 wives, and the 5 Ranis he had were the 5 elements within him. He played all the tricks, he created. How will you know about him? How far can you go understanding him? So these people who are trying to call Sri Krishna every moment, every minute, standing on the streets and begging in his name, all over the places begging like beggars. Krishna couldn't stand begging at all, never. He believed in having a right. He would steal than to beg. All these beggars being created in the name of God, I think is one of the greatest sins, to beg in the name of God. I had seen this happening before the temples and all that. And I used to think, before the temple in front of God, to stand and beg. To be a fakir means to beg. What is this? Is this a sign of a Badshah? Sri Krishna was a Badshah, a Yogeshwara. And these beggars, they are the followers of Sri Krishna. Horrible things. They look so miserable and they are absolutely like cabbages. And many people believe that they are in peace. Naturally, if you are living in a smashana, you are in peace, in a dead condition. And our country, which is a poor country, supporting all these beggars here, all our rich people are giving them money and lands. Is this the way we are going to support these lamas who come down from there and these horrible people coming down from the west, all the people who cannot work? Very nice, come here, say Hare Rama, Hare Krishna and read Gita and say some few words by heart, and then you earn your living here, nicely living. Every village there is one or two sitting there and begging. Can you believe it? And our government is not bothered about it to find out who are these people, why are they here in the name of God, why are they begging like this? We have so many poor people who are begging in the name of God. Why not collect them and help them instead of helping these horrible people? Like this, you see, people have anti-God activities and anti-Krishna activities when you take the name of God in vain. Vishuddhi catches. I have known people sitting, Vahguru, Vahguru, Vahguru. Is it so? Nanak Sahib is so cheap that we should go on taking in them Vahguru, Vahguru, Vahguru. They will go on having the mala in the hand all the time. What is this going on? What do you think God to be? Is he in your pocket? Is he so cheaply available that you just go on doing all these things? Why? You spoil your Vishuddhi completely. One must understand, when you see, you are surprised that it is said that Karaka Manaka Chhadi De. Manaka Manaka, still people start doing it. Karaka means what? Vishuddhi Chakra. That's how you spoil your Vishuddhi Chakra, that's how you spoil your main chakra of attaining realization. So if you have to become one with the whole, please try to keep your Vishuddhi Chakra clear. Getting into colds, because these days India, especially everywhere, even in women have a special tendency not to cover their body because they think they are not looking very fashionable or whatever it is. This is a very modern stuff has started. That they want to wear scanty dresses. This is all anti-God in both ways. Firstly, it is nonsensical to show off your body. That's why Muhammad Sahib said, you see, he has worked so much on Vishuddhi Chakra that women should cover their body. It's a very good thing, I sometimes think. This nonsense of fashion has gone to such a limit that after some time you will find all these mosquitoes walking around without any clothes. That's the ultimate. You see, it's a sign of people who are neither he nor she. The it people do that way. Yes, always. It are the people who have qualities. That's why people like Rajneesh, when people go to them, they become it. Because that is their capacity, no shame at all left in them. And that is what it is one has to understand, that you should be careful about your throats. The fashions and all these things are not so important. What is important is your health. If you spoil your Vishuddhi, it's a very wrong thing. And one should try to look after the Vishuddhi all the time. And all of you should try to look after each other's Vishuddhi, because I didn't like the idea of having this pendal here. And I told the organizers this was the wrong thing. So they said, you said it should be in the open. I said, now I am not saying you go to Himalayas. You must use discretion. That's the part missing. You must have discretion. To give people a thing in the midwinter, such a place, I must say you people are great seekers to be here. It is not a proper thing to do. So the organizers, the people who are dealing with the collectivity must know that they should do something to protect the throat of people, to protect the Vishuddhi Chakra. It's very important. Very important, and you all know how I care for your Vishuddhi Chakra, everybody's Vishuddhi Chakra, because I know how important it is, because it will make you absolutely disintegrated, and it will spoil all the work of Kundalini, and poor Kundalini will suffer so. So we have to take it upon yourselves that we'll keep our Vishuddhi Chakra clean, we'll clean ourselves properly, and we'll clean our throats every morning, and we'll take gargling and everything and look after the Vishuddhi Chakra. It looks very mundane, but for a mother, mundane things are as important as higher things are. Because if there is no Vishuddhi Chakra, what's the use of coming to Sahaja with a bad Vishuddhi Chakra? So please try to look after your Vishuddhi Chakra. Try to put Yogeshwara there. Try to raise Sri Krishna there. Try to be like him. Keep your understanding that you are here to witness the drama of God and to be the Murali of Sri Krishna, to watch the beautiful melody flowing through. May God bless you. Now what is, today also they don't want anyone to touch my feet. I hope today you will obey without any exception. Yesterday we tried, but there were exceptions. So today there should be no apavadas. Let us see. One day we should not touch mother's feet. Doesn't matter. You all can touch from there. And there is a way of collectively touching mother's feet. Is the way we do always. You can all do it. Just now. But you need not actually touch, but you are actually touching. Even touching the Mother Earth, you are touching. Just touch the Mother Earth and you are there. Just touch the Mother Earth. You will find the Kundalini rising. You haven't given me any questions whatsoever. And those who have questions should write questions and give it to me. Because once I'll go away, then you will say, Mother never allowed us to ask any questions. I did say there are... Yeah. What is one?
चना लेंगे ना?
हाँ?
चना.
क्या?
चना.
चना, हाँ. हाँ. क्या?
माता जी, क्या पितरों को श्राद्ध करने चाहिए? पितरों के श्राद्ध करने चाहिए? उनके चित्र रखने चाहिए? समथिंग आई आस्क्ड यू अदर डे. क्या एक और है मैम? क्या इसके बारे में?
इन्होंने क्वेश्चन किया है कि क्या पितरों के श्राद्ध करने चाहिए और पितरों के फोटोग्राफ्स रखने चाहिए. जब उनकी तेरही होती तब तो करनी चाहिए श्राद्ध. और श्राद्ध भी डिस्क्रिप्शन की बात आ गई फिर से कि अगर समझ लीजिए आपके सहयोग में आपने देखा कि आपका राइट हार्ट पकड़ रहा है, यानी आपके पिता जो है जो मर गए हैं वो अभी भी संतुष्ट नहीं, तो श्राद्ध करना चाहिए. उसमें कोई हटने पर सहयोग स्टाइल से श्राद्ध करना चाहिए, न कि एक ब्राह्मण को बुलाओ और उसको खाने को दो. एक बार लखनऊ में हमें पता हुआ कि हमारे जो पूर्वज थे उनका श्राद्ध नहीं हो पाया, तो हमने कहा हम श्राद्ध करेंगे. तो उन्होंने कहा कि भाई तुम्हारा श्राद्ध का क्या विधि है? हमने कहा हमारा तो ये कि हम खाना बना के और सबको खिलाएंगे खाना, बस ये हमारा श्राद्ध है. तो हमारी सिस्टर इन लॉ बेचारी ट्रेडिशनल थी, उन्होंने कहा नहीं यहाँ तो श्राद्ध ऐसा था कि 5 ब्राह्मण बुलाओ. मैंने कहा 5 क्या, यहाँ तो एक भी ब्राह्मण दिखाई नहीं दे रहा. नहीं, उन्होंने कहा है अपने 5 ब्राह्मण वो आएंगे और उनका श्राद्ध करें. मैंने कहा अच्छा बुलाइए. तो 5 आदमी आए. वो तो बिल्कुल पार नहीं थे, ना ब्राह्मण थे. 5 आदमी आके बैठे. मैंने भाई कहा तुम्हारा, मैंने कहा देखे तो सही क्या होता है, और कैसे श्राद्ध करें? कुछ नहीं, कहले 5-5 किलो आप कलाकंद मंगा लीजिए. मैंने कहा अच्छा भाई ये तो बहुत आसान है. तो उस ज़माने में कलाकंद आता था कोई 10 रुपये किलो या 5 रुपये किलो ऐसा था. तो 25-25 रुपया काफ़ी होता था. मेरे हस्बैंड तो सरकारी नौकर थे. उनको भाई चलो श्राद्ध एक बार करना, हमारी नंदरानी है उनको भी खुश करना है. हमने कहा चलो भाई ले आओ. तो हम सबके लिए ले आए 25 किलो और 5-5 किलो एक ब्राह्मण 5 ब्राह्मणों को दिया जो वो आए थे. मैंने सोचा ये घर बांध के ले जाएंगे. उन्होंने वही दोने खोले, ना अपने बच्चों का सोचा न किसका, सब खाना शुरू कर दिया और सब खा गए 5-5 किलो. मैं तो देखती रह गई. मैंने कहा भाई वाह. जो हमारी नंदरानी बड़ी खुश हुई, हमारे पितर जो हैं वो खुश हो जाएंगे, ब्राह्मणों को कलाकंद खिला दिया. मैंने कहा जी क्या वो कलाकंद खाते भी थे? और वो क्या 5 किलो इनमें से कोई खाने वाला नहीं होगा जो ये लोग खाते हो? तो उन्होंने कहा आप क्या कह रहे हैं, हम तो आज यहाँ 5 किलो खाए, कल जाके और जगह खाएंगे 5 किलो, हमारे लिए 5 किलो क्या चीज़ होती है जी। मैंने कहा मान गए आपको, आप असली ब्राह्मण हैं। अच्छा मुझे माफ़ करिए, हो गया आपका हिसाब किताब? कहले हाँ ठीक हो गया, हम तो 5 किलो से कभी कम खाते ही नहीं, आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं। मैंने कहा सॉरी आप जाइए, इस तरह के श्राद्ध नहीं करने चाहिए, श्राद्ध का भी एक तरीका होता है। दूसरा एक और किस्सा है, सहयोगी एक थे, वो ब्राह्मण है, तो सहयोग में आकर के असली ब्राह्मण होगा महाराष्ट्र में। तो उनके जब महाराष्ट्र के ब्राह्मण हैं वो जब हो जाते हैं पाप, तो वो कहते हैं अच्छा ये ब्राह्मणों को अब ठीक करना है। जैसे अगर कोई हमारे पास ईसाई आता है तो वो जब देखता है कि सहयोगी है तो सब ईसाइयों के पीछे लग जाता है कि तुमको ठीक करना है। कोई अगर सरदार जी आता है तो वो कहता है कि माता जी, हर समय उसको लगता है कि सरदार जी को ठीक करो, मैं सरदार जी ठीक हो गया बाकी के। और सही बात है, अगर आपको वाकई उनके लिए फीलिंग है तो आप चाहेंगे कि सब सरदार जी ठीक हो जाए। तो इसी प्रकार होता है। सो एक ब्राह्मण हमारे यहाँ थे, वो ब्राह्मण हो गए, तो अब वो ब्राह्मणों के पीछे पड़ गए। तो उनकी माँ ने कहा कि ये तुम्हारे बाप का श्राद्ध है तो तुम जाके एक ब्राह्मण को बुला लाओ। वो कहा मैं नहीं जाता किसी को बुलाने, ये कोई ब्राह्मण नहीं। उनका भाई अपने खानदानी ब्राह्मण है, खानदानी होते हैं, जैसे नाई होते हैं खानदानी, चूड़ी हारने होती है, जैसे ब्राह्मण भी खानदानी है। तो वो खानदानी है, उसको बुला के ये गए उसके पास। उससे कहा भाई देखो, हमको तो श्राद्ध कराने को माने कहा, हम तो विश्वास नहीं करते, पर हम माने कहा तो हम करा देते हैं तुम्हारा, तुम आओ श्राद्ध। उसने कहा कि अच्छा ठीक है, आप ऐसा करो कि गुरुवार को रखो तुम श्राद्ध करें। उसने कहा कि मंगलवार को नहीं ठीक है। कहे नहीं मंगलवार को ठीक नहीं है, और गुरुवार को बड़ा अच्छा दिन है, और पंचांग के अनुसार मैं तुमको बता रहा हूँ गुरुवार को ठीक। ये घर आए, इन्होंने पंचांग देखा, तो महाराष्ट्रियंस तो जानते हैं संस्कृत, और लोगों जैसे नहीं है, संस्कृत खूब जानते हैं। पढ़ा उन्होंने, पंचांग में लिखा था कि निषिद्ध है, गुरुवार के दिन होना ही नहीं चाहिए श्राद्ध। तो इन्होंने मंगलवार को अपना सहयोग से श्राद्ध करा दिया। वो जनाब अपना, उनका कहीं और अपॉइंटमेंट रहा होगा, तो उन्होंने सोचा कि अपॉइंटमेंट के अनुसार चलना चाहिए। तो वो जब गुरुवार को आए तो इन्होंने कहा कि आइए। उनका क्या आप बताओ, श्राद्ध का खाना वाना कुछ नहीं, आपको एक कप चाय भी नहीं मिलेगी। उनका क्यों? कल आज श्राद्ध निषिद्ध है। आप देखिए